In a world where many people walk past a trace without a second thought, one woman chose to dedicate years of her life to reminding humanity of their importance. This is a story of Faith Ariokot, a story of determination, a story of resilience, a story of a woman who turned a disappointment into history. Faith Ariokot is a Ugandan environmental activist. She has become synonymous with one extraordinary mission, using world record attempts to draw attention to environmental conservation and the urgent need to protect trees. But her journey to international recognition was far from straightforward. It began in 2023, driven by passion for nature and desire to inspire environmental awareness. Faith set out to attempt a world record by hugging a tree for 24 hours. The challenge was not merely about endurance, it was about sending a message that trees are not just part of our environment, they are essential to our survival. As the attempt unfolded, fate intervened in the most dramatic way imaginable. Lightning struck the tree involved in the challenge. The attempt came to an abrupt end. What should have been a historic moment became a heartbreaking setback. For many people, that would have been the end of the journey, but not for Faith. No. Instead of surrendering to disappointment, she chose perseverance. Months later, in February 2024, she returned with renewed determination. This time, her mission was clear. She would finish what she had started. Standing beside a tree once again, Faith embarked on another record attempt. Hour after hour, she endured fatigue, discomfort, and physical exhaustion. When the challenge was over, she had written her name into the history, becoming the first official Guinness World Records holder for the longest time hugging a tree, with a time of 16 hours and 6 seconds. It was a victory not just for her, but for environmental activists in Uganda. The achievement attracted international attention. Her message about climate action and conservation reached audience far beyond Uganda's borders. Yet, world records are made to be challenged. Later in 2024, her record was broken by a Ghanaian journalist, Abdul Hakim Awal, who extended a mark to more than 24 hours. And then came another challenger, a Kenyan environmental activist, Trufena Amuthoni, pushed the record further, raising the standard and continuing the growing movement of environmental awareness through endurance challenges. Once again, Faith's name no longer sat at the top of the records. But once again, she refused to be defined by what she had lost. Instead, she focused on what she would have achieved next. And what came next was even more ambitious. Rather than hugging a tree, Faith set out on a challenge unlike any before. For 100 continuous hours, she walked around a tree. Hour after hour, day after day, through exhaustion, through sleeplessness, through pain, she kept on moving. Every step symbolized her commitment to environmental protection. Every lap around the tree became a statement that nature deserves our attention, our respect, and our protection. As the hours accumulated, supporters watched in awe. What began as a personal challenge transformed into a national moment of pride. When the clock finally crossed the 100th hour mark, Faith had achieved what many believed impossible. She had created a new Guinness World Record. More importantly, she had proven a powerful lesson. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is often the path that leads to it. From lightning striking that shattered a dream, to a world record that inspired a continent, to a historic 100-hour endurance feat. Faith's journey reminds us that persistence can overcome setbacks, obstacles, and even nature itself. Her story is not simply about records, it's about purpose, it's about conviction, and it's about one woman who chose to stand, or rather work for something bigger than herself. As the world celebrates this remarkable achievement, one question remains. If one person can dedicate 100 hours to protecting the message of nature, what can the rest of us do to protect the planet we all share? This has been the story of Faith Ariokot, a woman who turned determination into history, a reminder that sometimes the strongest roots are grown through the toughest storms.